Ambition is the great fire. It's the liberator of the unconscious person, you know? It's like the first requirement of all action.
I have no fear. I have only ambition, and I want mine, and I will do anything to protect and feed my family.
SHAYLA Kriss.
Okay.
SHAYLA Kriss, right?
Yes.
What's up?
How
What's
are
up? I'm cooling. Like I said, welcome to the Ambitions. Good to have you here finally.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Finally glad to talk to you guys.
Right. Definitely. So let's get right into it and everything. So I want to ask you, where does the SHAYLA Kriss come from? Like, as far as like the artist name.
Well, SHAYLA Kriss is basically like my alter ego in a way. It's like two different sides to me. You know, Shayla, you know, the girly feminine side that I have, and then Kriss is basically where I like just, I guess you can say my tomboyish kind of side. So it's like I mix both of those into two. When it comes to my music, I might say something you might think a girl should talk about and then end up saying something that guys would end up saying. So it's just like I basically like me into one thing.
Okay, I got you. Kind of like the yin and yang, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, you put them together. So tell us, where you from?
I am from Hollywood, Florida. Grew up in Miramar, but it's basically the same thing. So South Florida is my home.
Okay. So tell me something about, tell me something about Hollywood, Florida. I'm sure a lot of people don't know.
Hollywood, Florida is basically like, I mean, it's kind of regular. It's basically Miami, not too far from Miami. It's, some people call it, the white people area or whatever, but it's like a regular suburban-y type of neighborhood, not too much going on. It's not loud, it's not crazy, it's not too quiet. It's like just the right type of like noise, I guess.
Okay. So why do they call it the white neighborhood? Is it because of the culture?
There's a lot of like, if you try to get like an apartment or a house or anything, the prices are kind of high. It's like a lot of Spanish people or a few white people and everything in the area, and it's like the quote unquote nice neighborhood, the nice side of town.
Okay.
It's like, it's not the hood. It's like, it's not the hood, but it's not the richest place. It's like right in the middle.
Okay. So do a lot of people, so say if somebody's from like Opelika or something like that and they find out you're from Hollywood, is it like, oh, you ain't hood, you ain't this, that, and that because you from Hollywood? Is it like kind of like that
feeling? Yeah, exactly. Like, in all honesty, my girlfriend is from Opelika.
Okay.
So when she came to my apartment one day, she was just like, damn, you got me in the white people area. Because, it's a completely different side of town. So it's like, you do get that reaction out of Miami people.
Yeah, because you would think like, man, you black and you came up and you living in a better neighborhood and stuff like that, you should be getting props and shit, not somebody talking like crazy to you. Yeah, okay, I got you. So if you summed up Hollywood, Florida in like, good couple words and everything, what would you say?
It's a nice area, but don't get too comfortable.
Okay. Can you tell me why?
Again, like the cost of living is not really worth it in Florida. Like a lot of people like, oh, let's go to Florida, vacation this, that. Florida's not that great.
Okay.
So it's like when I say don't get too comfortable, it's just like it's not really what you expect. You may have fun for the time being, but after a while you start to realize like there's something better out there for me. Like this isn't it.
Oh, okay. I got you. So did you grow up in a particular neighborhood within Hollywood? Or
I grew up in, again, Miramar is basically Hollywood. Like if you type Miramar in the GPS, Hollywood will pop up. It's like the same thing. I grew up in a regular neighborhood there. I had like a few trap houses. I didn't know were trap houses until I got older. You know, people selling drugs and stuff like that. There's like 2 elementary schools in the neighborhood. Everybody knew everybody, and it's like, even if you get older and you branch out and you don't talk to those people, you still like see them around you. You remember like the memories that you had when you were kids and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it's like I grew up in a decent neighborhood.
Okay. And the people that was around the neighborhood, you said you had travel, so you had a mixture. So would you say it was kind of like multicultural, like a mixture? You know what I'm saying? The different races?
My neighborhood had a lot of black people.
Oh,
but
black
there was
people.
Still, within the black, I'd say it was like 80%, about 80% black, and the rest was probably mixed with Spanish and white people.
Okay, I got you. So being in the neighborhood and everything, let's get to moms and pops being in the neighborhood with you. Was y'all cool? Was y'all, you know what I mean? Was y'all like at ends, or what was the situation as far as like the home environment?
My home environment. My family wasn't like the best of the best. I mean, I grew up with 2 older sisters, and both of them were closer to me than they were close with each other.
Okay.
I grew up with my grandparents. My mother passed away when I was 1 year old, so they raised me and my sisters. I didn't really know how to love somebody or whatever, because I never witnessed that or experienced that in my house. I kind of had to learn it on my own. I'm still learning.
Okay.
I have, because of how I was raised, the things that I've seen or whatever within my family, I have abandonment issues and trust issues. So it's we have a lot of great memories and good times, but at the same time there are little things that did affect me even to this day.
Okay. And you know what I mean, by your mother passing, you know what I mean, God bless the dead. You know, how was your dad with you and everything? I mean, did he contribute to some of the chaos in the house, or did he kind of give you something to kind of help you?
Not long after my mother passed, my dad completely disappeared. Out of all the stories and pictures and things that I've seen, it's only probably one time that I could say he ever held me. And that was as a baby. So the only time it's weird to say, but the only time I actually knew I actually had a dad was when I was 16. And he ran into my older sister at the mall and tried to get in contact with me because he recognized her.
Okay.
But, so my dad is I've spoken to him since I was 16, but I could say, what was that, 4, 5, 6, that's about 6, 7 years. Right. I probably talked to him on the phone maybe 7 times, 8 times. I stayed with him for a few days in Boston, but after that, haven't spoken to him.
Okay. So he's
not, he's more of a little sperm donor. So he's, on the back burner.
Okay. So, all right, let's look at it from this standpoint, because you have to look at the art, right? The art, a lot of reason why I asked the question is because we get a lot of our artistic genetics, so to speak, from our parents. We get it from our parents, and then our culture or what we are around kind of enhances it, or it kills it, basically. You see what I'm saying? So, have you ever thought about seeing the other side of the situation? Why did he ever leave? Have you ever said you know what, I need to figure out why you left? Being stern with it, you know what I mean? Be one of the times, hey, have you ever been on the phone with him? Be hey, I need to know what happened. Why did you leave me? You know.
I've asked him.
Okay.
And he kind of gave me a regular, vague, stupid excuse. I mean, everybody blames my grandfather for like everything. Like my sisters, they don't know their fathers either.
Okay.
My grandpa was like the strictest person ever, so everybody says, oh, they chased me away and this and that, and that was like his excuse too, like, oh, you know, your grandfather never liked me, I got along with your grandmother, but this and that, like just BS.
Right,
so it's just like he never actually gave me a full excuse, like even though he may have quote unquote chased you away, I'm your daughter. I'm your daughter. If you loved me or thought about me at all, you would have found some type of way to spend time with your daughter. Come to find out, I have a sister by my dad as well in New York, and he didn't raise her either. So what's his excuse for that? I have no idea. But just like, yeah, I didn't ask after that first time because I didn't get an actual reason. So I was just like, forget it.
Right. Because the grandpops might have been like, because he a dude, right? He like, man, you ain't right, dog. You can't be coming around here like that. You gotta have some type of, you know what I mean, what you're supposed to be able to do or something. You know, because grandparents do that. They be protecting them babies like that, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? If the mother is gone or the dad is gone, just say it's a dad and he's gone, and then his mother, the dad's mother, sometimes she'll like get the grandbaby and everything, and then she'll be like, hey, I'm gonna try to raise her, but if you come around here with this crazy shit, I'm not even letting you be around her type of shit. Right? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that.
My mother was my grandparents' child. My dad was like not even in the family except for being with my mom. So,
okay.
I mean, I understand. My grandpa, he's very, very strict. And as I got older, I realized that he has his reasons for doing the things that he did. He loves in a completely different way.
Right.
So even though he may have said whatever he said to my dad or however that situation worked, because I was a baby, I still feel like as a man, you should have fought for your child.
Right. And it's at least up to this point, though. I mean, you may have been got that, because that's what another man gonna respect. Like if your grandfather would have been like, hey, you around here knocking on the door every day, because his fathers do that shit. Stand outside. Yeah, I want to see my baby. Like, make a problem with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I mean? Like, make somebody to be like, all right, because another man can respect it. Be like, okay, you here every day. Okay, all right, fine. Come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Make that effort. You know, I can feel him that. Definitely. Okay. So my next question I want to ask you is, at what point at what age, at what point did you start seeing that you had some artistic skill in you? We're not going to just base it just on music. We're just going to say artistic skill, period. Like, you know what I mean? Because if you look at the situation, you know what I mean, dad not being here, you're around your grandfather, grandparents, he's really strict and everything. Then the neighborhood is the way it is. So what point did you start like, I know how to do this good? Like, what art was it?
Around 11 or 12 years old. I was in middle school, and one of my Black History projects, I got assigned Maya Angelou. And every year after that, I did Maya Angelou for this reason. I had to like look into her life and research her and stuff, and I'm just like, wow, like I was so amazed by I found like even now I know Maya Angelou from like the back of my hand because I always researched her. And when I read her poetry and everything, it was just like I was speechless. So around that time, I'm like, you know what? Let me write a poem. Let me see if I can do it. And when I wrote like my first couple of poems, I let my older sister, because she was in high school at this time, I let her read my poem. I'm like, hey, read this. And she cried. So it's just like the level that I was at for being like 11, 12 years old and making like a 16, 17-year-old cry. I'm just like, okay, I got this. Like, I could do it. So ever since then, I just kept like writing poetry and I attempted to write, a book or a short story every now and then. And it didn't last because I didn't have that type of attention span.
Right.
But, when I was around 11 years old, I realized that I can actually affect somebody with what I write down, with what I create.
Right, exactly. And my Angela, I mean, one of my favorite quotes by her too, because she's so dope as a writer, is it was like we delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the change it has gone through to achieve that beauty. I think that's what it was.
Is that from the Cage Bird?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. like cold, like, you know what I mean? She was like, and she was like gangster like a little bit when she first started, man. You know what I mean? She was on to dabbing a little something, you know, and being involved in the civil rights movement and all that. So that is definitely a good influence, you know what I mean, going into the art. So it starts off as poetry and books and everything, and then it leads in you really went into writing a book. So what did it lead into next?
What did my writing lead into next?
Yeah. After you read like study Maya Angelou and everything like that, and then and then you start looking at like the poetry and all that. So when did it start gravitating to like the music, I should say?
I was in science class one day, and my best friend at the time, I'll never forget, Chanel Morris, or Morrison. Yeah. Well, she was my best friend at the time, and she could sing, and she told me that she was writing a song or whatever, and she showed me it. Mm-hmm. And then she was showing me like how she sang it and everything. And she was like, hey, do you want to write to it? I'm just like, I write poetry. I don't know how to write music. She's just like, it's the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not. And she said, yeah, it is. So I'm over here thinking like, okay, how the hell am I supposed to write to this? I've never written a song before or whatever. So she told me to take it home. So I got home, I'm laying on the bed, and then like I finished the whole song within like 15 minutes. Ooh. And I called her and I told her like how I did it or whatever, and like she loved it. But that's how I started writing music. Cause like while I'm writing, I'm just like, oh, I like this. Like I like how this goes. I can really do it. And ever since then, I've been writing music.
So was that still middle school?
Yeah, that was middle school.
That was still middle school. What was the name of the song? You remember?
It was called Hatin'.
Hating, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, little kids always want to talk about haters and stuff like that.
Right.
Ever since I kept writing a whole bunch of songs about haters this and haters that until I finally like snapped out of that habit.
Okay. So you create the hating song. So you get confirmation from her like, hey, that shit is like dope or whatever it may be. So at what point did y'all continue to try to do some music together, or did you break off into doing something else leading up?
That was it. Honestly, after I called her and I told her how the song went, the next day at school, she didn't even ask for the song, and that was like the last time we had the conversation. So I guess she still kept like doing her own thing or whatever. I remember for one of my birthday parties, she came over the house, and my friend that lived across the street, they both were like outside singing and stuff, and I was just like standing in the middle like, wow, look at my two friends getting together singing. Right. Yeah, I don't know if she continued writing or singing after that, but I definitely did.
Okay. So you said you wrote a song called what, you said?
It was called Hatin'.
Hey, no, I'm talking about the song after that. You said you came back to school, and I think you said you wrote another song, I thought.
No, I said I kept writing songs after that. Okay. And she didn't ask for that song back. When I went to school the next day, she never asked for the song.
Oh, okay. I thought you had. Okay. I guess it's just your slang, how you talk. You know, I'm from up north. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I got you. So so you continue with the music and everything. So let's just say middle school come around, we hit high school. Bam, 9th grade come around. You still writing? You got some songs under your belt, or did you take a little layoff, or where is it going? You still full throttle ahead?
No. At this point, I had 2 notebooks and a binder full of songs.
Okay.
So I was still writing. I had like unfinished verses, random hooks, full songs I look back and never should have wrote, but I was definitely still writing. And it was those notebooks and that binder was full because not only was I writing the songs, I was still into poetry. So everything was combined into one. I was writing music, and then I had a whole bunch of papers with poetry. It was like all mixed up.
Okay. So big binders full of work, you know what I'm saying? Got the catalog happening around because high school, 9th grade is like 14, 15 years old, around that. So you step into high school. So what high school did you go to?
I went to Stranahan High School. It's in Fort Lauderdale.
So So what would you say about that high school? What kind was it?
How do I describe Stranahan?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Everybody that was in my class,
Right.
if you weren't friends, you knew who the other person was. So it's like everybody knew of the next person.
Right. But not really
So
knew them.
like,
Wait a minute. Not really knew them, but knew of them, like based on what somebody else said.
Knew of them.
Okay. All right.
So it's like people that I didn't even know knew me, and people that I did know didn't know me. So it's just like everybody knew like basically everybody's name, but nobody was actually close. Like we all had our group of maybe 3 to 5 closest friends that we were always with. But when it comes to lunch, it's like tables full of groups and everybody laughing and making jokes and stuff like that. Everybody was everybody's cousin. Somebody was related somehow.
Right.
Just like most people, it's like even though you have these big groups of people that you're hanging out with, one set, like 1, 4, 5. Let me see. Who was it? Girl. There was one guy that was in like my group of friends, but he was gay.
Okay.
So it was like mainly girls.
Mainly girls. So were there like what was the atmosphere as far as like with the girls outside of your circle? Was it more like girls being super cool with each other, trying to make it? Was it more people trying to shit start? People trying to get reputations, all that type of stuff. What was the aura with the females that was around?
Everybody kind of had their own reputation. It's not like people were like going out trying to be the top dog or anything. Mm-hmm. Let me see. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like everybody trying to like be on top of the next person, or there was like people who would like try to like start issues or stuff like that, but it was like cut short quick. So it's like nobody took crap from anybody.
Okay. So it wasn't really a lot of bullying there.
Say that again?
I said, so it wasn't really a lot of bullying in. You could say, like, people just mess with people.
No, not really bullying. I mean, there was people who, if there's, like, the one kid in the corner who always had this hoodie on and stayed by themselves, there was probably somebody who would, like, talk about that person or try to make fun of them, like, within their group, but nobody actually went up to the person and, like, slapped their books out their hand. It's like nobody really had time for that.
Okay.
They'll, like, make the jokes in their own little circle or whatever and, like, keep moving. But that one person that stood by themselves had a group of friends anyway. So
they had a group too. Okay.
Not bullying that I've witnessed, no.
Right. So everybody really had their cliques basically. If this kid was hoodies, he had his friends, or she had her friends, and the girls who wear kind of designer clothes or whatever, they had their crew. So it's like a clique of people. Like a group.
Yeah, in a way.
Okay.
It was mainly, if anything, the bullying would be the students with the teachers, or the teachers against the students. But
Really?
It's like, with that, it's like if a student made fun of a teacher, the teacher would make fun of that student right back. So it's just like everybody was close with the teachers too, unless it's one of those teachers that nobody likes.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So what was the mentality of, the teachers that you had? You know what I mean? Like were they
The teachers that I had.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite teacher, I had 2 favorite teachers. One was Miss Wallace. Mm-hmm. She was that freshman year? I think, yeah. She was my freshman year science teacher. And then I had Mr. Lin. I had him for 3 years.
Shout out to Miss Wallace.
Two times shout out to Miss Wallace. And then one time for, I believe that was my student government class.
Okay. So we gotta shout out. You gotta shout out them teachers right quick. You know what I mean? They showed you some love.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They really made an impact because they don't play. They make a bond with students that'll make you feel comfortable or actually make you want to come to that class instead of skipping all the time like I did. But those teachers actually make you want to come to class.
Right. So when you say, check it out. So when you say skip and everything, do you think the reason why kids skip school and everything is not because they don't want to learn about a certain subject, but because the teachers don't know how to deliver it to them in a way that's interesting?
Yeah, Exactly, it's the teachers. It all falls on the teachers because I always hated science. Science was never my strong suit. I hated it. But I was always in Miss Wall's class and I was always in Mr. Lynn's class. And if I came late or had to leave early, I would let them know instead of just walking out or whatever.
Right.
But it always falls on the teacher. If you don't build that bond, if you don't make them feel comfortable, then the student won't come to the class.
Okay. So did you said Miss Wallace and Mr. Lynn, right? Did any of them know that you knew how to rap? Anyone of them?
No.
Neither one of them? Okay.
I didn't know that's what I wanted to do. I was around that time, like I've always loved music, but around that time I was more so wanting to like be on TV and act and stuff like that.
Okay.
So around that time, my focus was finding some type of way to like be on Disney Channel or Nickelodeon or something, or making my own stupid little internet show like iCarly did.
Okay.
Just like I didn't know I wanted to rap until after I got out of high school.
Okay, but the ideas was coming into your head though. You start building the passion for it.
Yeah, it was like way in the back of my head.
Okay. At the high school, did they have any like drama classes or any plays you could have like got into to be able to, help you with that ambition?
Did they have drama class? No, they didn't. They didn't have drama class. I remember there was a point where me and one of my closest friends were trying to like make a drama class. So like we wanted to like bring together a group of people, do auditions so we can have like this big showcase with like acting scenes, models and stuff like that. But it never like fully played out. The most, I guess, drama class type that we had is when they made us was that a speech class? Debate team.
Okay.
That's the most that they did.
Okay. I got you. So you still got the big binders of notebooks that's building, and then you're getting out of high school. So what happens when you get out of high school? When you still do you still have that passion for acting? And does it get into music, or where is the transformation at that point once you graduate?
When I got out of high school and I was living on campus,
right,
my love for music got stronger, like really strong, like out of nowhere. I don't have like an exact memory, like which day it was or whatever, like I do when I was writing the song in middle school. Like it just came out of nowhere. So it's just like, I would like try to do my homework and then I would like stop and then just like start writing songs. Like within like 5-10 minutes I would have a song done. And after a while, like when I got busy with doing finals and midterms and studying for this and doing that and finding myself and all that other crazy stuff, I actually stopped writing music for maybe a month or two, like the most, or 3 months. Like the most I would do is like start writing a song, like write the title and part of the verse and then stop.
Okay.
So it's just like I got more. After that, I went back into poetry. And I started, anytime I wrote, it would be like straight poetry rather than music.
Okay, I got you. All right, cool. So at what point, wait, let me say this. Let me go back like this. Let's talk about this. Let's say, while you went to the poetry and everything, what were you listening to? What kind of music influences did you have around you?
You mean when I got out of high school?
Yeah, when you got out of high school. No. Let's start in high school. Because everybody got they shit they listen to when they in high school. Because we want to see kind of like where it come from in high school, leading more into like adulthood. Like, what was you listening to? You know what I mean? What was the
Well, in high school, okay, I'm gonna put it like this. When we had lunch or like activities and stuff after school, and everybody would be like on the patio, like in the cafeteria area. They had their speakers and they're blasting music. Everybody's like rapping and jumping and being hype and stuff. And I'm just sitting on the bench like what the hell song is this? I'm like, you don't know this song? This is Migos, or this is Future. Da, da, da. I'm just like, who the hell is that? Because I'm over here listening to like Katy Perry and stuff like that. Like I was more on the like poppy R&B type stuff, and like I was listening to like a lot of TLC and who was I listening to? Eve. That's who it was. It was so, I forgot. Yeah, it was. I was listening to a lot of like Katy Perry and TLC and Eve and stuff like that. So when they would play these songs, it was just like, I didn't know who Migos was until my best friend played, what was that? Freak No More. She played that song. It was just like, hey, I actually like this song. And then that's how I got more into, I don't want to say the black culture, but kind of like pushed more into that, you know, type of music, more rappy music.
Okay. So the Migos was like your introduction.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was listening to B.O.B., but he's not on like the Migos level. He's not that type of rap.
Now B.O.B. cold.
Migos was my introduction.
Shout out to B.O.B. B.O.B. is a cold lyricist. Like,
Yeah, he was my favorite rapper.
Okay. Yeah, B.O.B. is like dope. All right. So when did you create your first official song?
Like recorded?
Yep.
You mean like recorded?
Yeah. Like when your first song, because you said you was getting back more into, you was more into poetry. Then you got the introduction to the Migos. So after you started listening to that, you had a little B.O.B. in you and everything as well. So at what point did you just like, you know what, I'm gonna create my first rap song?
I mean, I was already, technically my first like rap song was when I wrote it in middle school, but like official, like ready to go.
Yeah.
When did I write that song? I think it was 2015. I wrote the song New Love. And I didn't know that I was ready to record it until I heard the beat for it.
Okay.
So I actually recorded it December of 2016.
Okay.
So about 2 years ago, I recorded my very first song. So it's just like one of those songs that I just like had in my book, wrote down the lyrics, flip next page, write down another song. It was just like one of those random songs. And when I heard a beat, and then I put it with it, I'm just like, okay, it fits.
Okay, I got you. So, describe your style of music. Give me a description of it.
Let me see. My style of music is, I'm gonna put it like this. What I'm working on right now, when I like get my songs and everything together, is an album. Okay. My album is gonna be called Never Think Twice.
Never Think Twice. Okay.
So with that being said, my style of music is something that will definitely make you second guess yourself. Because like I said before, when you asked me how does, SHAYLA KRISS come into play, and I said I could say one thing and end up saying another, it's basically that. It's like, don't be focused on what you think I could do. Worry about what you think I can't do, because that's what I'm going to end up doing.
Whoa. Okay, I like that. Okay. All right, that's what's on it. Okay, I got you on that. So when you look at your delivery, because I heard a few of your songs too. So as far as your delivery, I noticed that you can kind of like really switch it up on different beats. So what makes you dangerous on the delivery side?
You said what makes me dangerous?
Yeah, what makes you dangerous on the delivery side? Because I look at it like this, because in the beginning you was telling me SHAYLA is more like the girly side, and then Chris is more as the tomboy side. So I'm sure that if it's that, that duality in that aspect, the tomboy side may be a little bit harder than the SHAYLA side. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like, how do you, what's your delivery on it? Can you get like hardcore, like, or is it more kind of like soft-spoken, poetic, like, or, just give me an example.
It all depends, because, how I first started off, I was more into like, love, relationship type stuff, things I've never even been through, but I'm writing it because the next person went through it, or something I saw on TV, or it's a conversation I heard. So it's like things I've never experienced I was writing about, and it was like all relationship type stuff.
Okay.
When I got older and I started to like listen to more different type of music, because I was like really into like 90s music, stuff back in the day, a little bit like pop R&B type stuff. So when I started to kind of move over to like nowadays type music, my style changed completely.
Okay.
So it's just like I'm mixing my flow, because I have a song called Hit List, and it's like a beat from now, but my flow or my voice, my sound is more performing that one song I've gotten compared to the Brad Left Eye type stuff. So it's just like my sound is still throwback, but I just mix it up a little bit. So what I would say, I would say the Chris side is more dangerous, because the Shayla side is very like soft, tender. I could get a good reaction out of you, but the Chris side is something that's very unexpected.
Okay. That's what tomboys are. It's unexpected, you know. A lot of tomboys and stuff, they can still be sexy and cool and everything like that, but they may look like, you know what I mean, a certain way. Or, you know what I mean, or a girl may be super, super sexy looking, but have tomboyish ways. You know what I mean? Kind of like bring you, because that's what how you saying like the SHAYLA KRISS is, because I've known tomboy like that, like girl be like super, super cute and everything, girly, but then she be want to play football and shit. You be like, damn, like, you know what I mean? That's just crazy. Like, it's not like you expect it, so it'd be like totally different. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. So, tell me what you got going on like now, as far as like your vision. You know what I'm saying? As far as like your projects and everything, because if you look at it, like, I mean, you're a writing machine, as you saying. You know what I mean? Like, so you've had binders and building it up and everything. So and you saying that you can like drop songs just by like hearing certain things or seeing certain things and making it quick like that. So you should have a good arsenal of music to be able to attack the industry with. So, like, what is coming up next? What should the people be looking out for right now?
Well, people should be looking out for the new year. Okay. I really want to drop my album, so I'm trying to get more focused onto that. I just got a new job with like better pay and stuff like that. So, and it's overnight, so I'll be able to go to the studio during the day and put as much effort into it as what I've been trying to do. Like, I wanted to have my album done by end of July. Didn't happen. I wanted it by August. Didn't happen. I wanted it by the end of the year. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Right. I'm trying to by at least February. Beginning of February. I might drop it on Valentine's Day. Yeah, so I might just be on the lookout for the album, because I don't want to release any other song or anything until that album is done. Because I don't want to keep releasing these little songs little by little. I just want to drop it all at once.
Okay, I got you. And when you look at lyrical content, I know you was talking about relationships and everything like now. So what type of feel of the music like now when the album drop? Like, give some examples of like the lyrical content or different subject matters.
Say that one more time. I apologize. My phone cracked up.
I'm saying, I mean, when you're looking at the album and everything, give me an idea of the lyrical content or the subject matter. You know what I mean? Like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you talked about relationships before, so give us an idea, because relationships will probably be on there. And then what else will kind of like be on there as far as subject matter?
Relationship and me.
And you, okay.
Not to sound conceited, but it's just going to be like all me. Like every line has its own meaning. It may describe me, it may describe you, but either way, it's my story.
Okay. All right, I got you. All right, and give me an idea of stage performance. So when you decide to perform, get on stage and everything, what can the people expect by coming out there buying a ticket? You know what I mean? To be like, hey, I want to go see Shayla Kriss do her thing. So what can they expect on that end?
They can expect just like a great show, a great energy, just like a great vibe. Like I'm very interactive with the crowd and everything. I like to, you know, get to know the people that I'm standing next to and things like that. So you can feel welcome. You can expect to feel welcome and have a great show. You won't be disappointed.
All right, bet. Okay, cool. So let's see. Anything else you want to be able to tell the people of the world, especially the people out there in Paris that's listening, and the people out there in the UK is listening? Let's put this out there. You know, tell them what separates you from the average American female hip hop artist, and why they should be definitely tuned in to like what you have to be coming up with in the early part of 2019.
Let me see. You see how Nicki Minaj raps,
Right.
and how like Azalea Banks and all those hip hop rappers, how they rap. That's not me. Don't expect that. Don't think I'm gonna come out rapping, bragging about Balenciagas or this type of Moscatos or jewelry dripping in this, what type of sauce I get, swag. That's not me.
Right.
Think of a Cardi B beat with Lisa Left Eye on it.
Okay.
Think of a Drake beat with Missy Elliott on it.
Okay.
You'll be surprised. That's all I can say. You'll be surprised.
That's what's up. Because it's kind of like my interpretation. If I could speak for what you just said, and I could speak to the people out there in Paris and London, it would kind of like be old school flow with new style beats, right? The banging beats
Exactly.
you feel what I'm saying? The banging beats that you hear like right now, that's banging. You hear the Future joints, boom, 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 boom. But imagine Lauryn Hill spitting on that joint.
Exactly.
You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I got you.
And it's like you don't have the type of, because I'm a 90s baby.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have, so every time I tell people who my inspirations were, who I listened to and this type of stuff, they're like, what? You're so young, you listen to them and that. It's just like, yeah, you can hear it in my music. So it's just like, you're going to have everybody who's rapping now in their own lane, but I'm not like saying this like bragging or anything like that, but you can't put me in that category because it doesn't match. It doesn't work like that.
Right. You gotta get yourself out that shit right out the gate. Like let people know like now, like do, because that's what people like to do. They hear your music, you hear your art, they want to put you in some type of cage or some type of box and be like, that's just you. Like hell no.
I'm not in that box. Like you can't. I'm pretty sure if you go on Pandora and you go on like the Brat playlist, one of my songs would pop up.
Right. Okay. I got you. All right, bet. So, man, it was good to have you on The Ambition. You know what I'm saying? Like that, to be able to talk about, you know what I'm saying, yourself and the future. And one more thing that we have to be able to talk about. We have to be able to give our shout out to our business out there. So if you can look at any small business that you've ever worked with, anybody got your nails done with, your hair done, the person who got the best barbecue chicken in the neighborhood, where you know what I mean, all that type of stuff. Who would you shout out like right now as far as like small business out there?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I said if you was to shout out any small business out there, places that you like, you know, where you get your nails done at, you know what I mean, where you get your hair done, or the person that the best soul food place, you know what I'm saying, in the city, like who would that be? You know what I'm saying?
Any place. It kind of sounds kind of bad, but I'm a homebody, so I don't really go anywhere.
Okay.
It's not
Okay,
really for me to shout out, but I have
Okay.
like people that I can shout out.
Yeah, definitely
If
do
that
that.
works.
Yeah, definitely do that.
All right. Okay, well, I want to give a big shout out to my brothers, MC, DJ Smooth, City Boy, my sisters. I got SP, I got China Doll, everybody that's out here supporting me, everybody that's had my back. I love y'all. Shout out to y'all, and we gonna make it. We all gonna eat.
There you
The
go.
Roxy, everybody.
There you go. There you go. And shout out Hollywood, Florida, for, you know, beginning that culture inside you and everything like that. That's what's up. That's what's up. Cool, cool,
What's
cool.
up? Shout out to the hometown.
Dev, what's the area code out there again?
954.
The 954. Fort Lauderdale, Broward, right?
Yup, Broward County.
Y'all got them issues out there with that voting. Let me throw that out. Let me throw that out there real quick. We might have to go political real quick. We have to take a sidebar on the political. Y'all guys, you know
We
what?
got some things going on. We'll get it together.
You know what? You know what? Forget that. We're gonna talk about that in a little second. Like, what's going on, man? Like the recounts and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? There's people out there because they just had one lady on CNN. I forget her name. I don't want to butcher her name, but I guess she was involved in the voting or whatever, counting the votes or whatever it may be. I forgot that girl name. She's an older lady. She had to be like in the 70s and everything. But his sister, they was like sweating her and everything because she Democrat, and they was like talking about, oh, you could have, you know, contributing, you know, you're allowing illegal voting and all that type of stuff. You heard anything about like that out there?
I didn't hear about that. All I know was that there was something wrong with the votes, and they had to like recount the votes or something like that. And they had to like send it somewhere because the voting down here was messed up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I didn't know about the specific lady, but I knew that the votes or whatever was messed up.
Right. Okay. Yeah, man. They still trying to look at Andrew Gillum being that first black Florida governor. You see what I'm saying? So I was just trying to get some insight on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you down there and everything. So all right, cool.
And I wanted him to win too. He had my vote and all, but you know, Florida never know how to vote right. They always vote for the wrong people.
Yeah. Because I was watching one lady. I think her name. Shout out to the Fly Nubian Queen. I think she affiliated with Boyce Watkins and everything. She was talking about, you know what I'm saying, how black people don't know how to vote properly. You know what I mean? They just be checking stuff because whatever and everything. And don't look at like, you know, what this person's actually doing for your community and how they helping you and things like that. So probably.
I mean, I wouldn't say black people don't know how to vote. I would just say if there was a way for these people that's running for these different offices and stuff, like it goes back to like what I was saying about teachers. So it's like if you give them a reason to vote, if you grab their attention more than just standing at a podium and making your speech about, I'm going to do this and I'm going to change that. If you do it in a way that's going to grab my attention, then yeah, you see how Trump's dumbass is on the news every other day tweeting and doing this and doing that. He has people's attention. That's why he won office, because he had everybody's attention. Even though he should not won, he has everybody's attention. If you find a way to get everybody's attention, you will have those votes that you're looking for.
And I'm gonna ask you something about Trump before we get out of here. I'm gonna ask you something about Trump. Now, you say you a 90s baby, and in the 90s, a lot people had Donald Trump in their songs, right? Even if now, but it been part of the black culture. Like even like I remember, you know, my uncles and them playing spades, and they be like, you know, the spades is like Trump at the end, like this is all Trump, like and hits you with it, right? So why is it now that they put the person, you know, put them in their music, but now those same people is just straight like dogging and just turn their back on them, like, oh, you're a racist and you're this and you're that. I mean, didn't they know who he was when they started putting him in the music?
Because he wasn't president, and people like to make jokes about stuff until it becomes serious. Then they don't know how to act, or they want to complain all the time. But it's like, I mean, That's all I can say. Is like he wasn't present at that time. He was doing whatever he was doing back then, and because y'all was joking and everything, he turned around and done like he got on y'all because now look what he's doing. So it's like nobody can say nothing now because look at him and look at y'all. You're watching TV on Twitter complaining about him every day. Y'all gave him the attention he was looking for.
Right, yeah, in the beginning, yeah, because he was all like, he was like all in the song. Everybody was trumped in. Maybe he represented wealth, but they knew he was a white dude. So a white dude that's wealthy, and he got like looked up to him. So when he become president, he had to have the same mindset then to become wealthy. You know what I'm saying? To be able to have all those businesses, and black people was like idolizing that. I knew a lot of dudes. And then so when he continued to be using that mindset and everything and became president, then automatically he became racist for some reason. You know what I'm saying? They were like, no, I don't like you no more and everything. I'm like, no, you just put...
Because they never, even though they probably like put him in their songs and stuff like that, they probably never knew his background and knew how he talked or what he was about until he got on stage in front of that podium and said what he was saying.
Right.
And now it's too late. Y'all can't do nothing now.
Right. That's why we got the ambition, man. You got to figure out who that person is first, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that'd be super crazy. That's just like me saying like, hey, man, I put this guy in all my songs and everything and find out like he a child molester or something, or he didn't kill some babies and everything, and I'm trying to retract statements. People be looking at like, didn't you know who he was when you was putting him in your art? Like, you just saying his name just because? Are you trying to get props off his name?
Who was that? R. Kelly. How he's making all these songs. People love him. He's a legend. He's a that. And now he got all these little like sex coats and stuff like that. And he's doing all this stuff with all these girls. It's like, yeah, I didn't know that before, but y'all was praising him.
Yeah. And it made people probably feel crazy. Like, damn, what if all them songs like I Seem Like You're Ready was like about a little girl or some shit? What's that? That's just crazy, right?
That's in his closet.
That shit is like crazy when you really think about it, man. That song was a banger. But what if that was like a little girl, dog? That would make somebody feel real fucked up now. They'd be like, oh my God, that's what you was writing about, dog? Like, come on, man. Yeah.
And he's over here, my mind's telling me no, but my body is saying yeah. Somebody's 12-year-old daughter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Craziness, man, craziness. But again, thanks, Shayla, for coming through, man, and being able to talk to us.